Alrighty, we slide this back over here. Get ourselves. We were just on. I got half my head cut out. We were just on Instagram, and we bring it over here. And it's crazy how it like fits the whole screen on YouTube. It's like wild. Why would it do that same thing? These technologies. It's like on Instagram, you can't get a full screen. But on YouTube, you get a full screen, even though it's still vertical. But essentially, we are making, or we already made, some huevos rancheros. So then now, we are doing our loaves. So we have to make sure we get the oven turned on. To 375. So let me cut up some of these veggies. So I got our green onions over sitting here. I want to cut some more. What did I put them? Oh, right here, duh. So now we are putting our, welcome everyone, we are making our turkey loaves. Teach you how to cook. Come on now. You gotta get in the streams. You gotta learn some things. What's your number one concern? What, you don't know how to cook at all, or you don't know how to use a knife, you don't trust yourself? What is it? You don't trust yourself? You gotta get that C4. What do we, oh yeah, onions, we need, and peppers. So, essentially, look, pepper, you slice, and then you dice. You turn it around and then you dice it. Because there's a spider on your head. Spider plant. Actually, kind of looks like it too, like Oh, hell no. I'm not eating. Took a bite out of an onion? Like a raw bite? Why would you do that? Why would you, like, just straight, like garlic too? That I would not want to do that. What about a jalapeno? Would you take a bite out? Would you take a bite out of a jalapeno? There ain't no way. I guess if I had to. You said if it's a dare, why not? What kind of dare? What are you working with? What kind of people you hanging out with? I did? Jesus. What the hell? Absolutely. $10. Oh, $10, I'd do it. Now, what if you had to eat the whole thing? Did you have to swallow it too? Like if you had to chew it, you have to take a bite of it, like an apple, and then chew it up, and then swallow it at the same time. That's gnarly. That's absolutely disgusting. Like, there ain't no way. Squirtle was. Wasabi can be vicious. I remember I having sushi the one time, not thinking that the green stuff was just like a dip, and then I dipped in there and was like, ah yeah, and it was just a big chunk, and oh my god, that burn in my nose. That was next level. Sriracha's good. I like sriracha. What about turkey? Do turkey? Take a big bite of turkey. Yeah, no? What about beef? Are you beef? Are you a beef person? Or no meat at all? Like sandwiches, like turkey meat. So I mean, like this right here, we're making like a loaf. But you wouldn't like that at all. What about peanut oil? You allergic to peanuts at all? Anybody? I don't even really know. What am I looking for? Yeah, the soy sauce. Now I do have a recipe for this, but I am just I like to wing it and throw this stuff in here because I've made it so many times. But essentially, eggs. And this right here, I don't know if you're looking for high protein type of meals, but this is where you're going to find it. I already have the eggs over here. Now, true question, can you crack an egg with one hand? Let me know in the chat. Can you do it? Pasta with sauce, meat broth, can't make. You can make chicken cutlets too. Damn, okay, you got some skills. Now, what about cracking with one egg or one hand? Homemade soup. What kind of soup? What's your favorite soup? Or what do you make good at the house? One of my favorite soups is a curry cauliflower. People are like, ew, what the fuck is that? But it's good. Curry cauliflower, you mix it together. That's what you want. Little curry cauliflower soup, homemade broth. Yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Do you like cook the chicken, or do you put like all the vegetable peels? I appreciate that. So let's keep it. We got to keep it going here, because essentially what we're gonna do here is we're gonna actually add a glaze. I'm gonna show you how to make a honey sesame glaze to go on top of this, and you could really do that with really anything, but. We have this, and I need some panko to bind it. Now, do you like using panko breadcrumbs, or do you like using regular breadcrumbs? I always hate these whenever the things wear off of them because you wash them, so you never really know what the hell it is. So you have to like look. Think that's a third, whatever. Sometimes you just got to use your best guess, right? But now let's mix this all together. So we have sesame oil, we have peanut oil, we have scallions, we have a pound of turkey. So this right here is gonna be a turkey style, a sesame turkey loaf. So essentially what we have in here is green onions, salt, pepper, garlic, third a cup of panko breadcrumbs, and peanut oil. So it kind of makes this, wouldn't say, you would think it's actually a little runny, and I think that's a lot of the problem, right? Is when people try to make like loaves or any type of loaves, they get afraid of this, right? They're like, oh, it's too wet, it's too moist. But that's how it's gonna be when you cook it. It makes it soft. So many people when they cook loaves, they cook it and it's just like dry, dull, nasty, no flavor, overcooked. So we mix this all together, and now we get to set up our oven. So then you get like a nice pan. Now that I think of it, wax paper, parchment paper. You get the parchment paper to cook on, not wax paper, but parchment, because of that. You want something that's not going to burn in your oven. Then they make these things where you can't ever get the shit off. And be smart, right? Do it the way that it's supposed to be done. I always like the ones with like the little slide cutters in them. But you actually gotta operate it. What the hell? Damn, they make you really deconstruct this thing, and then do you really want to do this? Then you can never get this stuff off. Oh, here's the cutter. If you go through all this like 10-step process. I just want some damn parchment paper. Is that so hard? Holy hell. You need a whole degree to get this thing working. And then these slides always bust off, don't they? Like they try to make these like special fancy slides, and then they never work. There we go. Now we're talking. Look at that. Look at that. Easy peasy, right? Until it falls on the floor and I have to redo it. But essentially, I like using the wax paper because whenever you put the loaf on it, it comes right off. So, I'd say about an ounce or so. 3 ounces. And then boom, boom. You should get 4. That's ideally what you're looking for. Because then you're able to shape them, right? So once you have them on here, you could shape the meat into the loaf. And then you could actually see which one is bigger. So what you find, are you making this for the yeah, so this is essentially for a meal prep, right? So like even here, this will last 3-4 days. Not for fun. Nope, we are at the client's house. So you can see too, right? A lot of these, it's uniform. Because if you don't have them uniform, one's gonna cook longer, it's gonna turn a lot more well done, whereas these other ones are gonna kind of be right where you want. But I gotta wash my hands. So we put that in there. We're looking for roughly 20 minutes in the oven. And so what I like to use is the convection oven. I don't know if you guys have a convection where you live, but essentially what that is the fan, right? So when you cook something in the oven, you have a top heat and you have a bottom heat. And that's how you bake. Hot, bottom, top. But with a convection, your heat is here, but the fan blows it around so that it circulates and cooks the whole thing rather than just a top or bottom. So if you have a convection, use it. All right, so we gotta make the glaze. Oh, what you say? I missed it. Top chat, alt chat. How's the Fortnite stream have more? Fortnite stream have more viewer than this? You know how it is. That's just unfortunate. But you know that's the thing with on YouTube, right? People, it's always hard, right, to get, because you never know where this is going to be. You never know how this is going to get directed into the algorithms or into the masses. I used to do a lot of stuff where I would try to make the title real SEO descriptive, the description real SEO descriptive, and nobody would ever come by. So I just started saying, let's just go, I am live, boom. And sure enough, people would like it and people would be here. So what are you going to do? Now I want to show you how to make a honey glaze. So a sesame honey glaze. And you can do this on burgers. What's cracking, Taryn? How we doing? So we are going to get soy sauce, which we already have right here. We're going to get honey, which we did have. This is what we're going to do. We're going to spice it up. We're going to use the Mike's hot honey. All right, so essentially what we do, and actually, you know what? Let me do this the way that you would like it. So let me measure it, right? Just so you have a better idea. So let's say half a tablespoon, teaspoon, fourth a teaspoon. Yeah, this is the one I want. I want the big selection. You ever see these? Like, look at this one. 1/16. I don't know if how quality you can see that, but that is very small. I don't think. Oh, it does get smaller. 1/32. You've never heard of hot honey? Well, this is Mike's hot honey, and essentially it is chili peppers, vinegar, and honey. Pretty straightforward. It's really just honey with hot chilies, so it's very good. I like it. Gives it, it's a little extra spice to it, you know what I mean? So we would do a tablespoon of honey. Let me just, so I have it marked down for you. So we're gonna do, I'm not gonna do that. So a tablespoon of honey. And then you do soy sauce. And then you do a little bit of peanut oil. And then you get some sesame seeds and pour that in there, and that's your glaze. It's nice and simple, and that's what's going to go on top of the turkey. And you mix this together. See, it should be a little, you can see how viscous. And that can go on chicken, that can go on turkey, that can go really on really anything. Yeah, chicken? See? Goes good on chicken. And that's the thing with the hot honey. I think it's like a new spice too that like people.
Oh, yeah. It gets like that caramelized glaze. Oh, so
it's
good.
good. And if you think about it, it's not like it's like a new thing. It's just spicy honey, but then it became more of a thing as the years.
More people. It becomes more popular.
It becomes more popular because then they're like, oh shit, this is actually good. And then it's like, yeah, this is. And then it's like, how many things can I put with hot honey?
And it can make like grilled. It can like literally make grilled chicken taste like you're eating fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
So that's essentially that. So then now, let's start making some sandwiches. And you guys are gonna be watching this stream. You're gonna be starving, you know. Try it out. You can order it off Amazon too. All right, so we have some buffalo wing cheddar. Now this stuff right here, it's probably one of the best cheeses you can get. Look at that. Buffalo wing cheddar. You can't beat that. But we're going to use these. Oh, this one's a little spicy. Put these eggs back. All right. So, we're going to use turkey. And croissants. 2 of these. And this is how we're going to do this. So, put one or 2. 2 looks like that would work. So 2 on the bottom. And then I'm going to use this lunch meat here. And this is how we're going to do our croissant sandwiches. Yeah. It's the kind I like too. The best part about it is it's spicy, but it's not too spicy, you know what I mean? It's like just enough heat to keep you coming back. You know, sometimes you get some of those heat that like it's just too hot. You just don't want it anymore. It's like I'll pass. But this is just enough that it's like, you know what? I think I can have another bite. Making these nice and simple, right? Like a nice croissant, pepper jack. We're actually going to heat this up in the oven. Once our turkey's done, because I hate baking something and then opening up the oven when it's baking, and then now you got to add another 3 or 4 minutes when you could have just waited. So we'll set those aside, and now we'll make some wraps. Where did I put those? And so something like these. 70 calories, right? You really can't beat that. Now, do you make wraps at all? Or do you like wraps? Because I always find that these are so convenient. Like, these are real convenient to do. And the thing is it doesn't need to be hard, right? And I think a lot of times when people think about meal prep, it's always like, oh, it's got to be hard, it's going to take all day. Gotta be smart with it. Trust the process. So, damn, I didn't realize it was only one piece. Alright, well, I'm gonna add this extra piece to the sandwich. Oh well. And then now, how we're gonna use this, we're gonna make hummus. So use a little hummus as a base. Sometimes. Now, are you on any type of health journey right now? Are you watching what you eat? Made it for my sister's birthday. Okay. That's not that hard to make either, right? It's one of those things that once you make it, you realize that it's like, oh, that's all I needed to do. Throw this together, throw that together, and bada bing, bada boom. Then you never buy it again. So I like doing this as a base because, again, it keeps things fresh. Then we have all these different types of lunch meats. But essentially what you want to do is find one that you stick with, right? So something that you like to eat. And this one, because again, if you like eating it, you're going to be more consistent with it, right? And if you don't like eating it, you're going to try to force yourself to do something you don't want to do, and that's never going to work. So we have that. I'm looking for my meat. I don't even know where the hell it's at. Ooh, let's put some of this on here too while we're here. 1, 2, 2, 1, and look at that. Or maybe I shouldn't have ate that last piece. Break that in half, and off we go. Nice and easy. But we are going to slide one of these over because I want to get some peppers in here as well. Pepper in there. And then we'll do a little onion. How I do with my onion. And I think a lot of times too, when you think about cooking, a lot of times people think it's like, oh, it's strenuous, it's gonna take time. But if you find a good recipe, something that you like doing, cooking does not need to be hard, doesn't need to be difficult. Meal prepping doesn't need to be hard, doesn't need to be difficult. Eating healthy doesn't need to be hard, doesn't need to be difficult. Just gotta want to do it, right? I got 4 going on right now. So I'm doing basically a 5-day split, 6-day split. So some of the things that I like to do, because that's always the toughest, right? When you do any type of meal prep, by the time day 5, 6, 7 comes around, hard to eat that food, right? Because it's just been sitting in there. And by all means, too. Like, and I always try to tell people, like, you really only have 4 to 5 days of the food. You can let it go a week, depending on what it is. But you just got to be careful. You just got to be careful that you prepare it right. A lot of times when you see on YouTube or Instagram, people are making these recipes and meal prep, they don't teach you about food safety. So it's like you think you're just going to cook something and then put it in the fridge, put a lid on it, and everything's going to be good. But you eat that, you're going to be on the toilet. Because you got to cool it down. You got to make sure you're not cross-contaminating. You got to, there's all these different things you have to do in order to make sure that you're keeping yourself sane. You're keeping yourself safe. That's the most important thing. So let's get some meat in here. We'll use that. Especially if it's back there, right? That's always the thing. It's like sometimes you'll find that there'll be like so many sales at the store. You're like, oh, I'll pick that up. And then you realize it's like, you don't need it. But then you freeze it, or then next thing you know, you put it away and you forget about it. You're like, shit, forgot I even had that. Okay.
There are containers in here for if you want to use that way. You don't have to
Perfect.
put away.
Love it. Now, how'd you get here on a Friday?
Oh, I switched.
Are you usually here? You're not usually here on Fridays, are you?
No, somebody couldn't work Friday, so I traded. They could work Thursday, so I said I would trade them.
Oh, look at you.
I know.
Aren't you nice?
I know. It's a fault.
It really is.
It's a terrible quality.
It's a terrible quality. Being nice and having, ethics and morals, and
I know.
the only bad thing is that sometimes people take it advantage.
Oh yeah.
And
Those are the
so,
people you gotta cut from your life.
oh, there's so many of those. I mean, and it's really what it comes down to is like, I wouldn't say you manifest that, but like the people that you have in your corner,
You do manifest.
you
it
kind of
for
do
so long.
in a way,
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
The more you have those people around you, the more you are going
To be those type of people.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're gonna put that energy out there.
Yep. Like if you're hanging around people who are always negative and hate everything, what's going to happen to you?
Yeah.
You're going to start looking at the negative aspects of life.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta cut them people.
You got to cut them people out. Because then
Takes a while.
it takes a while because you don't even realize it's a thing until it's too late.
About 30.
Yeah. I mean, really, yeah. I mean, shit, ain't that the truth?
You hit 30. And
You
you're
hit 30 and you're like, you know what? These people suck.
My mom was so right.
Yeah. I don't want to admit that at all. Like, shit. When my dad was telling me all this stuff, it's like, wait till you get older. You'll see. Never knew what that actually even meant until I was like, oh, I guess I will see. Sure enough, you start realizing that people are full of shit. And then it's like, most people are out there with their own motive, right? They don't want to actually help and serve and, like, and again, that's not what
The good
everybody
thing is
does.
those people tend to be easy to spot. the more you deal with people.
Oh my god, yeah.
The easier it becomes.
You can instantly pick up that character trait real quick. Yeah, there is some stuff in there that I do need to get rid of.
I got rid of everything I thought. And then of course my stuff. Chicken parm.
That is something I've never seen before.
That looks so good.
I know. That's why I didn't even know if that was something that he would like. But we're gonna try it.
Do you know what I seen the other day? It's called the Fat Boy or something like that.
What is that?
It's a sandwich place in New York has the sandwich called the Fat Boy. It is chicken, a chicken cutlet for like chicken parm, and then meatballs,
Oh.
Italian sausage, hot Italian sausage, mozzarella cheese, and on a hoagie, like a hoagie roll. I said, that is like, I mean, it's a lot. But it looked like it could feed 3 people easily.
Oh, that's and then it'll probably give you a heart attack, too.
Yeah. So.
But it's probably worth it in the long run, too, right? What do you think about it?
Yeah, figure $14 for one sandwich. Cut it into
$14 for a sandwich?
It's huge, though. Nick, it is on like a half of a hoagie roll. It is huge.
$14 for a sandwich is...
Chicken, it had like a whole chicken cutlet on it, like 6 meatballs, and 3 pieces of hot Italian sausage. It looks so good.
That does sound good, though.
I know, and I'm thinking, my husband's Italian, so I was thinking, man, this, and he's like, this looks so good, doesn't it? I'm like, that is everything I love all into one. I have terrible heartburn when I'm done,
But when it's all said and done, you would like it. It would, yeah.
You'd like it.
All right. You can see. Still juicy. That's what we want. That's what we want. Now you gotta let those cool. We let those cool, and then before we put it away, we put that glaze on top of it. So we're slowly but surely getting somewhere. Surely but surely. Talk to me. How's everybody doing in here? Let me get my chat back up. Amir, how we doing? How's your Friday? What time is it? Is it Saturday? Sometimes people, when they talk to me, they're over on the other side of the world, and it's a whole nother time zone. From Bahrain. That's one of my favorite F1 courses. The Bahrain Open. It's one of my favorite courses to drive on. Well, not I personally drive, but the video game. Bahrain. 3:23. What time is it here? Yeah, 3:23 East Coast, Florida, Pittsburgh. Where are you at in Florida? You on the Gulf side or you on the Atlantic side? It's Friday, 10:30 p.m. p.m. See, you're gonna be getting into the evening hustle and bustle. Lando Lakes. Wait, is that really a town or is that the butter? I'm confused. Which one is it? I'm gonna try these. So these are something new I saw at the store. These Nutri-Grain protein power puffs. Let's see what they... Lando Lakes, Florida. I never even knew that was a real place. I always thought that was just the name of the butter. Oh, these are tiny little things. Over by Tampa. Ah, I see. I like Naples. I like the Gulf side better. Now, have you ever been down to the Florida Keys? I was just down there not too long ago, and it was not what I expected at all. You know what? I didn't think I was gonna like those, but I kind of do. These ain't half bad. I mean, I've had a lot worse. Damn, really? That'd be an adventure. Swimming with manatees. Actually, my girlfriend told me about that. She said that there was a place where you can go swimming. I guess it was like a lake or something like that. Manatee Lake, or is that a thing? Manatee Lake? Now, where do you swim with manatees at? In the wild. Oh, so they're not like actually domesticated manatees? These are like manatees that are out there. That shit's wild. But now that these have cooled down a little bit, we can start to apply this glaze. And the thing is, especially with this glaze, even though I'm putting it over top, it's all going to run down and it's just going to get soaked in pretty much to everywhere on the loaf, so that when you heat this up, it gives it that nice little char on the top. And it is perfect. And if you're looking for something that's low carb, high protein, look no further than these turkey loaves. And I'm pretty sure I have a short on my channel that goes over this exact recipe. So let's look at it. This is when it's all said and done. Nice and easy. I jumped in with them. You're crazy as hell. All right, so we'll let this cool down. And then let's get our shit on the road. All right, so we have that. So that's 2 meals. We have the wraps that we did. That's 2 meals. We have, oh yeah, actually, we gotta do these pickled onions. So, pickled onions, vinegars, so we need vinegar, we need salt, and we need, do you guys ever pickle vegetables? Because essentially, I don't even know if I have everything. I guess I do. Alright, so, nice little pan. You're looking for, I like using a little bit of red wine vinegar because it does turn it that red color, that pinkish purple red color. But it's also important to use vinegar. I like using 2 different types of vinegars. A lot of salt. I guess I wouldn't say a lot of salt, but decent amount of salt. You need mustard seeds. All good pickle have mustard seeds. And then I'm gonna use this like cheater seasoning of like garlic, cracked pepper, and salt. Throw that in there. And we're gonna throw in this Italian herb blender. And then the only thing we need here is some sugar. I like using just regular old cane sugar. Everybody likes different types of sugar. To be honest, I prefer just regular old table sugar because it's the best. Pure cane sun sugar. And that, let me show you. So that is the pickle and spice. So essentially what we're doing is we're just gonna heat this up to a simmer, and then we're gonna cut some onions, and then we throw this mixture on top of that while it's hot. So we bring this up to a simmer. We will cut our onions. And this is why you always half moon it, because you could do whatever you want with this. You could dice it, you could slice it. Look at that. Thin slices. You gotta trust yourself. And that's why here you use your knuckles. That's essentially how I'm cutting. So I never actually cut my fingertips ever. Won't say ever. Used to way back in the day, but not no more. Let's do another one. So bring that to the side. You get top, bottom, in half, discard the rest. And really, like, this stuff you can use to make a veg stock, believe it or not. Which I probably should start doing that. So let's bring this around and then slice it. McDonald's onions traumatized me forever. What happened with the McDonald's onions? Those thick cuts of circles. They're like onion rings. I remember back in the day we used to be assholes and get the pickles and throw them on the glass and have little pickle races. Kids these days, they don't remember. We used to get kicked out of the McDonald's. We'd get the pickle, get it, and whip it. And whoever's one would drip down first would be the one who has to buy the next. I don't even know if they still do it. Basket of fries. We should sit there and get the basket of fries and just. I don't know how I'm not 400 pounds. All right, so we need this. We're gonna put this in a container. This container. I got a lid. Yeah, here we go. We're gonna lid these bad boys. We'll put the onions in here. Making sure we don't have any stems. Fuck it, we'll take those out. Slowly starting to come up to a simmer. Holy hell. Look at my phone, I got a million Instagram messages. We went crazy couple, what was it? That in cubes, yeah. Well, the thing with, when you're cutting, I don't know if that's what you're talking about, cutting the cubes, or what were you talking about? Let me go back, I missed it. Oh, the little ones are, those dice ones, those real small, you like bite into them, it's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. They would be fine diced. And then they would overload it with I know what you're talking about now. Yep. I'm pretty sure it's still like it. To be honest, I haven't had a McDonald's burger in so fucking long. I'd rather have Wendy's or Five Guys or down in Florida, what do you have? What's good down in Florida? What's the burger joint down in Florida? I probably could have done a little bit more than that, huh? That's not even half of. Yeah, what's your burger place in Florida? What's the Chick-fil-A? Really? Isn't that chicken though? That's not a burger. That's chicken. McDonald's. Let's throw that in there. There we go. There is our pickled onions. You would let those, stir that up a little bit, let those sit. That's just a decent topper for the salmon sandwich that we will have later. So you let that sit. And now I get to clean up this area because I got shit all over the place. So give me 1 minute. Let me throw this out, throw that out. That. Clean up the cutting board. A lot of times that's the thing people don't realize is when Burger King. Oh, Susan's in here. What's cracking, Susan? How we doing today, Susan? How's the ankle? How's life treating you? Over there across the pond. Now, how are we doing today? I always figure, like, how delayed is this stream? Is it a couple minutes, 30 seconds? I'm always like, did you hear me? Did you not? And the chat always goes down on me, so I gotta press it. Live chat, all messages. That's stay up, damn it. Yeah, there we go. Jimmy John's at the mall. I actually just had a good Jimmy John's. I didn't realize Jimmy John's was actually kind of good. Surprisingly. Usually you always hear them and you're like, eh. I had that. What was the other one? Jersey Mike's. The one place I don't like is Firehouse. They're nasty. Your Firehouse subs. Oh, see, I'm talking too much. Burnt the shit out of those. Oh, okay, I see you. On the 15th. Damn, you get back. Now, do you work from home? Do you have to go to an office? Do you have to go to a place? Do you stand, like, hopefully you don't stand when you're working. Shit. Johnny, they still make those? Is that still a place, Johnny Rockets? Alright, so how am I going to deconstruct this after meat's still good? Oh, that's unfortunate. Trauma orthopedic, and yes, I stand all the time. Damn! That sucks. Now, did you see the video on the shoes, the UFO shoes, if you're going to be standing on long periods of time? Did you happen to see that? Me talking about those shoes, because they are what saved my mom. Ah. I see. Yeah, because those UFOs saved my ass getting back into exercise and standing and work and all that stuff. Highly recommend you look them up. Do what you gotta do. Do what you got to do. And so look at these. Chicken parm ravioli. Are they? I know, look for them on sale. I know I just got I got a pair the other day. They're usually like $100 some, but they were on sale for $50. And so, you know, the thing is for me, you wait till you start walking again, you start standing, you're gonna be like, you know what? Give me a price. It doesn't even matter. These things are priceless. Get me the fuck out of pain. That's where I was. I was like, look, I can't do this shit anymore. If I'm gonna try to get back to normal life, I need something that's gonna help me, give me some cushion. Those orthopedics, you ever get those like orthotics? They want like a couple $100, and they're just like little inserts for your shoe. I felt like they don't do shit for me. Like absolutely nothing. Let's do that. It's, all right, so let's see how these things work. So we're gonna boil some water. We're gonna salt. Make sure anytime you're doing pasta, salt the damn water. I don't care if you're on a low salt, sodium diet. Salt the water, please. Like, you know, like you'll have pasta that has been salted or cooked with salted water, and then there's pasta that hasn't, and it's just like two different flavors. Two completely different flavors. I hate to throw these away. Let me know whenever you leave it. I'll get in the car. Potatoes. Find a container. There we go. Give us some space. All right. So now, does anybody have any good plans for this weekend? We doing anything fun? We going anywhere? You doing anything exciting? Seeing anybody exciting? Talk to me. Actually, I'm surprised I like these things. Gardening. Oh. What are you planting? Anything in particular? You doing any herbs? You doing veggies? Which one? What are you doing? I need to get my ass in the garden. The thing is, I get too many animals. I just had this fucking raccoon completely destroy my garbage last night. Because this morning, I wake up, like, I stepped in cat puke, and then I stepped in cat piss, and then go outside and notice that the raccoon completely terrorized my garbage can, tossed it halfway down the hill. It's been a hell of a morning, to say the least. But, we out here. Oh, going to a party tonight. Okay, you better be careful. Is it a birthday party, a party? It's Friday night. It's a party. You don't wanna know. Let's make a garlic cream sauce. So heavy whipping cream, right? Not the best for your waistline, but it sure does taste good. So, with a garlic cream sauce, very simple to make, right? Because all you need is your garlic and cream sauce. Believe it or not, is it really that easy? It kind of is, yeah. It is. Garlic, cream, salt, pepper. That's really all you need. Dancing. Ooh, what are you doing? Break dancing? You doing, Susan and I are wishing we wish we could dance. Those days are long gone. Long gone. Actually, I lied. I could probably do a little something, but probably not worth it when it comes down to it. probably not worth it. But I mean, you know what? We could do a little. It's just the problem is like when my ankle first, I say like a year after, it was probably about 6 months after, I went to go to a concert and I could not stand on that concrete to save my life. I was the person at the handicap section. I was like, I can't do this. I didn't want to miss the show, but they looked at me. They're like, you shouldn't be here. I'm like, look, I have to like show my leg. They're like, oh yeah, you should definitely be here. You should definitely. There's a chair right there. Okay, Mr. Venuti, go over there. Yep, that's your section. So now every time that I go to a show, I get the handicap section. Because A, you get a little. Look at that! That would be dancing. I love that. That's what I like to hear. That's the mentality you want, right? You don't want to be like, nah, this ain't gonna work for me anymore. Because that ain't gonna get you anywhere, right? That ain't gonna get you to the place you want to be. There's no fun in that. That's for damn sure. Actually, wait, what's today, the 5th? Shit. I actually have my birthday's the 9th. Wow. I can't believe it's April. I'll be turning 34 years young. 34. I remember turning 23 and was like, oh shit, I'm old. 10 years later, like now I get a little bit of gray in my hair, you know, it's like, fuck, we getting up there. And especially with a broken ankle, it's like, damn, I'm really getting up there. Is this how people feel? Alright, so we have nothing in the oven. Oh, I want to make a garlic butter. That was it. You know what? I can. I'm not gonna lie. I could definitely do some. Thank you. I could definitely break some moves, but it's all about the rhythm, right? It's like my rhythm's, and I play music. I'd say like my rhythm's off. Like when it comes down to dancing, unless I have a couple drinks, you know. Unless I have a couple drinks, then I'm loose, you know. Then but if I don't, I'm like. If I'm drinking, I'm here. But if I'm not, I'm just like. But I think everybody's like that. Unless like you're one of those people who's like real extra, like as soon as the dance floor, like you're alive. Make some garlic butter with a little salt and pepper. And remember, if you remember from a couple streams ago, I even said what was the key to a good garlic butter. And I actually got a bunch of messages on Instagram that people were like, dude, I made your garlic butter and that shit was fire. I'm like, I know it was because I told you how to make it because I'm an Italian, try to make it. That is the secret ingredient. It's all about the O powder. If you don't get the O powder, you ain't getting anywhere. Oh, you're fine. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate that. That's actually what I did on my videos for Instagram that went viral. And if you haven't seen that video, it got up to 1.5 million views on Instagram. I have no idea how. Completely changed my Instagram account. I think we have like 14,000 followers now on Instagram. So it's been kind of crazy. You have a wild garlic growing here. Oh, you gotta pick that. Hey, get some of that stuff. Get some of that good stuff. But yeah, we've gotten crazy where I don't want to forget about my YouTube community, because I was doing so much trying to build up the YouTube community, and I told myself I was about to stop posting on Instagram. But then I was being funny, being myself, I guess, and we had a 1.5 million video. Kind of crazy. And so if you don't follow me on Instagram, look me up, the Healthy Yinzer, and you see a little bit more of my, I guess more of my day-to-day, right? Through the stories, whatnot. But I know I want to do a lot more, like almost podcasting, kind of more live streaming on YouTube, and kind of keep Instagram kind of for like the videos. It's really whatever works, whatever you as the community want. You know, like I know I want to talk, I want to do videos. I love talking. I love doing videos, but I don't love editing videos. That's always the worst part, because it takes so much fucking time. Like I could do a million videos, but then I realize like I gotta edit it, I gotta make sure everything looks good, and then it defeats me because I'm a one-man show. But I do feel like if I can get into some live streaming, talking, I don't really need to edit it that much or at all, because it's just a live stream. So yeah, anything to kind of give you guys some value, give you guys some feedback, try to help out, try to give you some entertainment, learn something, get some nuggets. Anything. That's what I'm here for. I just want to be able to help, want to be able to serve you guys. I know a lot of people have come from my ankle videos, and so I know I want to be able to serve you, fellow ankle breakers, because it sucks. We feel like we feel like we're by ourselves, and a lot of times we feel like the world is working against us. But I want to tell you, be an example that you kind of can get back into your old reality. It's just going to be a little bit different. Just like this. I could have waited for the butter to melt or come up to room temperature, but I'm lazy. And now, making it harder. But actually, I kind of like this, because now I can just kind of scoop it in there, and it's not... So now whenever they want to make garlic butter, or garlic toast, all they gotta do is scoop, put it on the toast, add some cheese to it, call it a day. Makes my job that much easier. And let's look at this garlic cream. So see how it's gotten to a simmer? Let me see if I can bring that back. Damn, it's blurry as hell. Let me see if I can... Hello. Oh, they didn't like that. Rotate back? What do you mean rotate back? Okay. And see how that's into a simmer? That's what you need. You don't need boiling for a garlic cream sauce. You need a simmer. And a lot of people boil the shit out of it, and then it separates. These days you cook for your client? On Fridays. So, being a personal trainer, being a yoga teacher, and being a chef, I have clients throughout everywhere, right? Online, in person, and so this particular, I come here on Fridays, cook basically for the weekend, and so he has stuff going into Monday, Tuesday, and yeah, and just keep it like that. So one day I have another client where I cook too, so it's roughly 4 hours that we cook. Yeah, 4 hours. And so it essentially makes their life a lot easier, right? So he has a nurse that's always here. And it just makes their life easier too, right? So they don't have to necessarily cook food, and we all know sometimes how that can get a little crazy with nurses and just education and just them cooking. Some of them are really good cooks, and some of them don't know how to use a microwave. So it's like you have to distinguish the best of both worlds. Ready in 6 minutes, though. This should be interesting. So, can you freeze these? Can be frozen up to 1 month. Yeah, I like that. So, these can be frozen. So we will put them in a freezer bag and freeze. You know, I hope so. You know, one of my clients too plays, like one of my main cooking clients works or plays for the NHL or National Hockey League, so he's a professional athlete. And one of the things that I'm able to do with him is just like, because I mean, as an athlete, and just anybody for this service essentially, is to give them more time back, right? Is that you're not stuck going to the store. You don't have to waste time thinking about what to eat, going back to the store, cooking it, preparing it. You know, it's like, that's all time. But if I'm able to do all that stuff, I'm able to give them their time back with their kids, family, you know, whatever it is. And I find that that's the important aspect, is that you're technically buying your time back, if that makes sense. Right. So now that is pretty much exactly where we want it to be. We're going to let it cool down a little bit. That is where we want that to be. And that is very simple sauce too, right? Just, you don't add any cheese. It's just heavy cream, salt, pepper, garlic. Nice and easy. Let me wipe this down. Are you leaving?
Yeah, if you're ready.
I'm ready. Let me just load this down. And then who's coming in today?
Robin.
Who is it?
Robin.
Robin.
You met her. She's like PRN.
Ah.
You can use the other
I
side.
was gonna say, you want me to use? Look at that. Doesn't that write real nice?
It does.
Huh?
A lot
Holy
nicer than
hell.
The other one.
Yeah, I like that. Alrighty. Alrighty then. That's the thing with these raviolis that I'm cooking right here. I'm like, if you walk away, they'll overcook it. There's nothing worse than overcooked pasta, right? Like, you gotta cook it to al dente. It's gotta have a bite to taste, is what al dente means. What the hell is texting me? Jesus. Holy hell. I get a million text messages. Don't they know I'm live? I'm talking? Like, damn. What'd you say? Okay. Let me cook this pasta, and then once I strain it, I can move my car. All right. So, we are cooking food. We lost everything here. Now, talk to me. How's everybody feeling? How you feeling? How's today? Who we got? We got somebody in here. Susan, is that still you in here? Because I'm curious. I'm going to ask you a question. Is this too big? No. to go get ready for the dance. I'm sure cooking will be awesome. You know what, Peyton? I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. You know I appreciate you. Make sure you follow us on it, or follow me on Instagram. Talk to me, and then if you do, make sure you DM me so I know it's actually you. So try to make a community, right? Trying to get a good community of some like-minded people that we're all trying to help each other out in order to be better people. So much negativity out in this world that whatever I could do to help, inspire, help, that's what I'm here for. Now let me get this thing the hell out of here. And the thing is, too, when you're cooking pasta, it's always important, especially if you're meal prepping it, you gotta cool it down. So it's gotta be cold under water or ice, or an ice bath. Because you have to stop the cooking, right? So, I will be back. If you're not here, I appreciate you coming around. I gotta move my car. All right. We are back. Do I have... Where the hell? Okay. Let that cook. We got the potatoes. We got all that stuff. We are... I guess we're kind of done now that I think of it. Potatoes. That's cooling down. What can I make? I guess I could do it. 6:30. Alrighty. Well, I don't know what else to make. Let's talk. Let me talk to you. Have a great day, Peyton. He has to get ready. Susan, I talk to you. I appreciate you guys all for coming around and sticking with me.